At the start of the Republican congressional retreat in Philadelphia, the agenda was clear.
We're united in repealing Obamacare and replacing it. We're united in reforming our tax code. We're united in repealing Obama regulations. We are united in confirming the President's Supreme Court nominee.
But then President Trump tweeted about investigating voter fraud and delivered a speech on his immigration policy and signed an executive order asking for a border fence.
And I think we're going to see unconventional activities like tweets and things like that, and I think that's just something that we're all going to have to get used to.
So instead of answering questions on health care, House Speaker Paul Ryan had to answer questions on paying for the $15 billion fence.
So as far as the offset, we're going to wait and see from the administration what their supplemental looks like. I'm not going to get ahead of a policy and a bill that has not been written yet. But the point is we are going to finance the Secure Fence Act, which is the construction of the physical barrier on the border.
When it came to how to execute his policies, Trump offered little guidance.
I've said many times that the American people will not pay for the wall. And I've made that clear to the government of Mexico.
But that was one of the many issues Trump brought up that weren't necessarily on the GOP agenda. During his speech to Republican members of Congress, he briefly repeated the unfounded claims of widespread voter fraud, and some were not happy to talk about it again.
It derails the message. I thought, the voter fraud comment, it was very light. It was kind of touching on it, not a full thing. Again, I think anytime you get away from our message, which is jobs, manufacturing economy, defense, rebuilding the military, I think you derailed it.
I can tell you my colleagues up in the Congress
Senator,
haven't spent minutes on
Senator,
that.
the president himself brought this up.
The president can do that, but
today.
I understand
Not us,
that.
the president.
I understand
so
that.
don't put it on us. He brought it up today.
You can report it. If you want to spend the time on it, you spend the time on it. We're going to spend time on other things on that first.
Still, Republicans head back to D.C. without a clear consensus on how to replace the Affordable Care Act, one of Trump and the party's biggest campaign promises. And the clock, set by Trump, is ticking.
He is writing his heart out, right? And we're actually going to sign the stuff that you're writing. You're not wasting your time. He would write it, he'd send it up, and nothing would happen. But now it's going to happen.